How many things do you think one person can have an extremely strong opinion about, protest, complain, and rally against before they start to lose their own direction? But I'm starting to wonder if these folks that are running around screaming about every subject under the sun even know if they have a point. Now don't get me wrong, if you got something that you're passionate about and it's near and dear to you, you stick to your guns, you do your thing, and I guess you do what you have time for. Probably should just do one of those things at a time. Now we're not gonna pick a specific subject because honestly, I don't really care. What a guy should do is be rooted in a set of principles that you live by, and that's the direction you're gonna go. If you truly believe in that core route for yourself, then it's tough to go wrong. You live life in that direction. I think back to folks, you know, even 100 years ago. They got up in the morning, they were happy that all their limbs and parts worked. They thought, man, I'll hope that it's a sunny day outside, and perhaps with a little bit of luck, we get enough rain and sunshine that the crops grow, so they don't starve to death. But now I can't help but notice that modern times have led to a lot more opportunity for wishy-wash. How can you be trying to save the dolphins, advocate for a country you've never been to, and at the same time, just be in general disbelief that, you know, the weather's not the way you like? How can you focus on all these subjects at one time and still keep track of your own internal compass to make sure that personally your life's headed the right direction? I feel like you might get off the task. I think it would stand to reason that if you are so worked up about a whole multitude of subjects all at the same time, that might cause perhaps a little anxiety and stress in your life, and that would also misdirect that internal compass that you know you probably should be following. It'd be kind of like standing out in the middle of the woods with your compass in your hand right next to your metal belt buckle, and then you keep wondering why you're never finding north. That's a pine tree. We used to have lots of these here. Bugs came through and ate them all. People were really upset about that at one point as well. I think the saying goes, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, but if it grinds on long enough, then it just gets disregarded. If you're gonna stand up, see that squirrel nose? If you're gonna rant and rave about a subject, I think at the very least, you should be able to answer a few questions, explain in a grown-up fashion that the majority of folks would understand your point. If you can't do that, then do you really have an argument? If you can't explain your stance calmly to another individual, granted, they have to be open-eared and willing to listen, do you really understand your point? People need an outlet, but again, maybe one at a time. In my personal life, I don't think I know a single hardworking guy that I associate with that isn't guilty of starting too many projects all at the same time. And the outcome and result for all of us, whether we care to admit it or not, is not many of them are gonna get done in that fashion. And a lot of them aren't gonna get done that well. You're better off to do one thing at a time. So it's not that I'm against any subject, and I don't care what people are protesting about. And a lot of the causes that people are upset about in the day and age we live in are very valid. But all I'm saying is I gotta think that it starts to lack credibility if you're screaming about too many things at one time. Got snuck up on by a poodle dog there. You gotta be careful out in the woods. You never know what's lurking. So I'm doing my best to narrow focus down to one thing at a time. Brings a real sense of calmness, the completion of things, or whatever you might be working on. If things come to a close for you, feels good. So if you're tackling a subject that's way bigger than yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just wondering, doesn't it make sense to do one thing at a time? And doesn't it make sense to be able to explain your stance without getting real angry and yelling at the people that dare to oppose you? Because the last time I checked, open conversation is generally how solutions are found. Not always, but sometimes. But anyways, that's just the thought with Scott. I think I'm gonna go back and finish a project. bring back a sense of calmness. Enjoy this beautiful day. And I'll leave you with this last thought. How the heck are all these folks out protesting and yelling all the time? When do they go to work? I'll catch you on the next video.